Hi YouTube, welcome back to Tamara's Tarot Oracle channel. I haven't really been on par with all the different days of Ethany's 31 days of tarot. Life happens, so I unfortunately haven't had a chance to really make any videos, and I thought I would take advantage of today because I do have some time. I'm going to catch up on a few of the days that I feel like I can participate in. I don't feel like all of the days necessarily apply to me because tarot is fairly new, although I've always loved it and been fascinated. I have owned decks from many years ago. I've only in the last year and a half seriously started to delve into it, and I just feel like certain things don't pertain to me as much, and I want to be honest and sharing my experiences as best I can. So anyway, without much further ado, I'm going to go back to day 9, even though I know today is day 13, my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Day 9 is, I believe, tarot goals for 2018. And my biggest and main goal for this year is to be more proficient in my tarot knowledge. I have a pretty firm basis on my understanding and my interpretations of the different cards and their meanings and that, and I feel fairly confident about that. It's just about having it flow more naturally, and I feel the only way that's going to happen is practice, practice, practice. Like anything, practice makes perfect. Now, a lot of you out there are so incredibly lucky enough that you do this for a profession, that this is your livelihood, and you're able to do that, and that's amazing. I would love to start doing something like tarot readings and that kind of thing on the side and see what happens. I am a very intuitive person, a very sensitive person, a very perceptive person, and I feel like tarot for me has allowed me to tap into all of that, but I will get back to that when I get to day 12, which is what started me in tarot. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So to be more proficient in tarot this year is definitely my main tarot goal. Certainly putting myself out there, making videos. I do have some blogs I write from time to time, and I do post them on blogger.com, just a free blog site. Certainly down the road, I'd love to create my own website and that kind of thing. Right now, this is just sort of where I'm at. I have the link in my About section on my YouTube channel, except it's not a hyperlink, like it's not highlighted like in the blue with the underline. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to figure that out. I know it's not that difficult, yet I still haven't managed to do it. So you have to copy and paste if you are interested to read anything I've written. I do enjoy writing, and I feel like this is a creative outlet for me, a way in which I can tap into that creative, unchecked potential that is just sort of inside of me and has no place to go. And I love how, anyway, again, I will get to that for day 12. I keep going back to why I started tarot and why I love it so much. And I need to stay focused. So the next one I'm going to touch on is day 10, tarot decks you would like to work more with for the coming year. Now, I had a whole bunch and I thought, I don't want this video to be super long. I always say that, and they always end up being longer than I would have liked. But I just wanted to mention maybe 3 tarot decks and 3 oracle decks that I would really like to pay a lot of more attention to this coming year, being 2018. And really form that strong connection with and that kind of thing. So let's get started. So the first deck, in no particular order, will be my beloved Bohemian Gothic Tarot. I just finished writing a little blog review on it that I posted, I believe, last night. And this, I would definitely say, is my soul deck. I love this deck. It is haunting and beautiful, and it really does speak to me. Now, I'm ashamed to say that I sort of ruined the first of this deck that I received. I was edging them and it just went haywire, and I am not good at these things. Some of you out there are great and you can make it work. I, however, cannot and will not ever again attempt to what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now when you're trying to Ducks. Oh my God, the word's not there. But anyway, it'll come back to me in a second. So this, I ordered it again. And I was really bummed out because although it's the same deck and, you know, basically the same energy, it just wasn't the same because it wasn't the first one I received that I fell in love with. But I will have many wonderful experiences with this deck, and it will soon become the one and only Bohemian Gothic, even if one other one existed before this one. So I'll just quickly show you some cards. I'm sure a lot of you, most of you, have seen it. It's by Baba Studios, and they make beautiful, beautiful high quality decks. I'm very excitedly waiting on the Victorian Romantic 3rd edition with the metallic overlay that's coming out this spring of 2018. I cannot wait because I unfortunately couldn't get my hands on one of their decks prior to now because they were out of print and really expensive. So I'm excited that they have come out with a 3rd edition. So it comes with a little white book. It's not bad. It comes with an upside, right side up, and shadow meaning being reversed. I like the keywords. I have no problem with it being just a few keywords. And, you know, just this is what a random page looks like. And yeah, and I feel like it just leaves more up to the imagination and interpretation, intuition, and all that great stuff. So just show you a few cards very quickly. 8 of Cups. I love the Victorian era. So yeah, the World. I put these in a certain order because I know. I took some pictures and added that to my little review blog. So the Hierophant. Oh, I just love it. I never thought I'd love dark ducks, but this one really, you know, pleasantly surprised me. There we go. Modifying your decks. My gosh, see, I knew that would come to me eventually. I refuse to do it anymore, and I've done it, and sometimes it's a success, but more times not. So I'm just going to leave a deck as is, and if I really have a problem with the way it is, for whatever reason, I'm just simply not going to buy it. Yes, you are all my witnesses. I should sign something like a waiver. The 5 of Cups. Sorry, I didn't say what the one before that was. The Ace of Swords. Anyway, I'm not going to show you all the cards. It's out there. There's so many great videos, walkthroughs, and that. Kelly from Truth and Story, she always does like really in-depth, efficient walkthroughs, I feel, as does so many others. But that's just the one that sprang to mind first. So that is the Bohemian Gothic. It comes in an awesome hardcover box. It will most certainly keep your cards protected. And that is one of my first decks that I plan on working with lots and lots and lots. And because I received this being the second one, I received it just the other day. I actually did order this originally the end of last year. So it's been in my life for a couple months and I just adore it. The next deck will be the Inner Hue deck, the Lumina Tarot, by Inner Hue. And it comes in a great drawstring bag. This is the 2nd edition. I found out about it after the 1st edition was no longer in print. There were a couple redrawings. It was too bad because I really took to the original High Priestess. The purple just really popped for me. I'm very much drawn to cool colors, so purples and blues especially. And I just loved her. I thought she was really gorgeous and it was quite a striking card. Unfortunately, it's been redrawn. I don't disagree with what she's chosen for the 2nd edition by any means. I believe the High Priestess is a wiser, more entity or energy. And I love that she's duplicated. And if I can find her, I'll show you what I mean. It just shows that, you know, you need to think about a situation from all sides. It's not just black and white. But this is the Empress. I really like the way she draws her people. Now there's been a lot of talk about how it's very non-diverse, which yes, that's very true. It certainly looks like it aims towards the demographic, that looks like these people. You know, they're all very slender, very attractive, Caucasians. So yeah, I mean, in that respect, I can certainly understand how that may not be for everyone. I appreciate it for what it is. Sorry, that was the Queen of Wands, and before that was the Empress. I'm terrible at this. I find this deck in the artwork style, 2 of Swords, a little lacking. I think there's a lot of white space. I know that's the general flavor or style. I mean, don't get me wrong, the art is gorgeous. Like they're incredibly talented. They're a two-person team, and I can't think of the artist's name, but it's all mentioned there on their website. And that Three of Swords. I know certain cards have been changed from the first edition to the second. The Devil card, I believe this is a buffalo, part of a buffalo. Some people were looking at it like, what is that? It's really cool. I mean, I love where there's bursts of color. I certainly love the ones that are more filled in. I find they appeal to me much more. I love the people in the deck, and I love the animals in the deck. I love animals. It's funny, I find that I'm more drawn to people decks, but I love it when there are animals in the people deck. So it's not, it doesn't have to just be people, but if it's just animals, some people connect to that. And I don't know, I haven't really thus far so I would have to work with that more. But I love the combination of the people and the animals. Sorry, I'm not really saying what all the cards are. I'm just at this point just going to show you the pictures. But a lot of you have seen this one. It's a very popular modern take on the tarot, and it's very beautiful. It is, without a doubt, the Hierophant. So, I love the Two of Cups. So again, like I love it when it's more filled in with color. It really speaks to me more. There's certain cards I'm not super wild about, but like any deck, you're going to get a few cards here and there that may not be your favorite for whatever reason. The art style, certain choices within the way they chose to represent that particular card and meaning. But overall, it's that overall vibe and energy, whether, really jives with you or not. So I love indie decks, as I keep mentioning on my videos. It's a great quality. It's a bit of a thicker cardstock. I didn't discuss it so much or at all, in fact, with the Bohemian. The Bohemian is a thinner cardstock, and it feels like velvet in your hands. And I actually prefer it. Not that how do I say this? It's harder to shuffle and manage and everything when it's a thicker cardstock. So yeah, in that respect, thinner is better, but it just depends on the style and what what the creator is going for and that kind of thing. But I have to say the Bubba Studios cardstock is probably, I'd say, my favorite cardstock. It does have that Bubba bend, as someone had mentioned in their video, which is true. So if that does bother you, but I can work around it. Okay, let me just put that back. Comes with a great little manual, by the way. It just takes the book to, magnifies it like by 1,000. It's really well done. Oh gosh, the death card. Ooh. Yeah. So anyway, and the pictures are in black and white, and it's really well written and everything. Very quickly now, gosh, I say that and I'm really not, but this is my third tarot deck that I plan on working more with this year, and it's the Nicoletta Ceccoli. I've actually had this deck for a few years, and I recently just bought another one, and I trimmed it to have more of a pocket size, and it's actually not in arm's reach, but turned out pretty well, considering I will never do it again because I feel like I ruined too many decks, and it's just a ton of money. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, it has borders, but I like the borders. It's really pretty the way it's done, like the numerals and little finishing touches and that. I love her artwork. Oh my God, it's just insane. Like, it's so beautiful. And sorry, my camera's really not that great, unfortunately. It's just really intuitive, a really intuitive deck. Really, fairy tale-esque in the sense like Candyland and Alice in Wonderland, and you're waking in dream worlds. Not really waking, it's more like a dream world filled with malevolent children and cutesy figures and things like that. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And I haven't connected, like I instantly connected to the artwork, but I haven't really used it a whole lot considering I've had it for a few years. And I have to say that it's starting to call to me a lot more. It's like Snow White. I love it. They all look so forlorn. I love the artwork. Oh, it's just beautiful. There's really no other way to describe it. Okay. So that's the Nicoletta Ceccoli. It comes with a little white book. and one spread, I believe, like the bittersweet spread. But you know what? I don't mind, because if I really wanted to delve deeper into the meanings and that, I can check out websites. I have books. Like it's fine. It does its justice. Like, or sorry, maybe it doesn't do it justice, but it's good enough. And some of the cards, the meanings, I'm actually going to do a review on the Nicoletta Ceccoli, because there's certain cards that are really obscure with the meanings and how I know them to be and that kind of thing. But I'd like to do a more in-depth review on this deck, because it has come back into calling, I will say, and I really do want to be using this a lot more. I just find it so magical. Okay, now that's my 3 tarot decks. As for 3 oracle decks that I'll be working on this year, let's start off with why not? The Nicoletta Ceccoli Oracle. Oh my gosh. Well, I had to, because I love her artwork, of course. I've heard one person mention how, like, if they use the tarot, then to use the oracle is kind of redundant, because it's more of an intuitive deck as opposed to, you know, strictly basing it on like a Rider-Waite system, let's say, for example. You could use this maybe as your daily card draw, or as like the end of a reading with using a different tarot deck. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll try and use it with the Nicoletta Ceccoli and see. You really don't know unless you play around, and I haven't used this with the Nicoletta Ceccoli tarot yet. In fact, I haven't even used this deck, to be perfectly honest. I've looked through it a couple times, and I wasn't really quite sure how I would use it, or if I even would. I just wanted to have it. So, yeah, it's really pretty. Like really pretty, like ridiculously pretty. I'll just show you my favorite. Let me just see for a second. Oh, there's so many great. Oh my God, look at this one. This is one of my favorites. So beautiful. And there's, let me see for a second. This one is my favorite. I can't explain it. It is just so simplistic and stunning. Just stunning. I love it. So those are the backs. And that is the Nicoletta Ceccoli tarot. Now it comes with a really nice little book in all these different languages, because it is a low Scarabeo deck. I should have mentioned the tarot deck is as well. And, you know, it comes in like 6 different languages. So only the beginning section is actually in English. But it's just like a magazine kind of quality. Like it's a better quality feel than your little white book. Anyway, so that's that. And it comes with a nice sturdy box and a string to help you pull it out. Oh gosh, I have to shift again. My foot fell asleep. Another oracle deck that I would like to make a lot more use out of is the Victorian Flower Oracle from Baba Studios. This is a deck a friend got for me secondhand, but it was practically brand new. This deck has been out of print for a while, and it is quite pricey online, so I feel very privileged to have been gifted such a wonderful work of art, really. It's just stunning. Baba Studios, I love you. They apparently moved from Prague to Ireland, and they're working on their newest deck. I think it's like going to be pictures of in and around Ireland and daily life and that kind of thing. That's the back of the Bohemian. Gosh, see where my mind is at? The Victorian Flower Oracle. They're just so pretty. So very pretty. I don't know much about flowers, but I do like them. And I love, this is J.J. Granville, based on his illustrations, and I love it. It has that very Victorian-esque feel, almost eerily in a sense, like some of, like, look at that imagery, you know, with the cutting shears coming after them. Like, I love it. That little dark twisted part of me, I guess. And yeah, it's just really sweet. It's, you know, tea and coffee, friendship. You know, I love it. Sweet pea, needs, necessities. I was almost about to trade this because I was like obsessed with getting the first edition of the Lumina tarot. And you know, when you're in that moment, you're like, oh my God, I'll do anything just to, but you know what? In hindsight, I'm really glad I held on to this, because this is a classic. It's really hard to come by, and they are very expensive, these decks. So, you know, I should just be grateful that I have it and enjoy it and make the most of it, which I do plan on doing. This is Peach Flower Hard Times. I love it. Again, this camera is not doing any justice whatsoever. Hemlock, treachery, and deception. Oops, we're two stuck together. Anyway, this is the Victorian flower oracle. There is a flower oracle or the flora. I can't remember. I think it was like a more independent type deck, and it basically epitomizes more or less this deck, and it's great as the next, as an alternative, we'll say. If it's hard to get this deck, and so I was actually about to get that one, and then this one came my way, so I'm very fortunate for that. And it comes with a little book, and it's all in English, and it talks about each flower. There's some great spreads. I actually need to get back into this. Like I said, I plan on working with this deck this year. So it talks about J.J. Granville and the fleurs, Victorian Flower Oracle. Like, it just gives a little introduction, and it's a really great read, actually, if you're into botanicals and things like that. So where is the box? Okay, here it is. It comes with a little, like a tech box. It's not too worn. It's not too bad. Like I said, it came to me practically brand new. Like, it really didn't, I wouldn't have thought anything. That I'm a little bit, when it comes to like cards and energy and stuff, I like it when decks are brand new generally for that reason. But, sometimes you can make exceptions if it's something that is a rarity and hard to come by and you can finally get your hands on it. Then, you cleanse your deck and all that. And there's all those rituals for doing that. But, when I get a deck, I'd like it to be pretty pristine. That's just me, but yeah. So I am happy to have this deck in my possessions. Okay, and two more Oracle decks. Again, sticking with the Victorian era motif, the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. And I got this deck a couple years ago. The writing is unbelievable. I can't remember, Mosley, right? By Victoria Mosley, that's right. Oh, I love her writing. It's just like poetic and vivid and just lovely, really. Just lovely. I should do a review on this one. I know there are reviews up, but why not? It comes with a really great book. I highly recommend this writing. It's just, as I like writing, so I can really appreciate when words are written. I love it. These are the backs. This is an image used on a self-made deck. I can't remember which one now. The Inspirational Tarot? Can't remember. And these are works taken from, the Pre-Raphaelite John Waterhouse and other various artists. This is Intention. I really like these cards. This is a great oracle deck. Gosh, I don't even know where to put anything. You can't see around me really, but it's a mess. Oh, New Beginnings. Really nice cardstock. Harmony. Collage type deck. I think I am drawn to collage type decks. It just depends how well they're done. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to figure out what kind of art style am I attracted to? Because things I didn't think I would be attracted to, I happen to be reaching for. And then when I see the decks that I'm reaching for, I'm like, oh, they have that in common. They're all kind of collage type decks. It's funny, this reminds me of my friend's sister so much. So I told her that, and she's like, huh, you know what? I think you have a point. Gentleness. Anyway, so those are just some of the cards. Okay, this is a John Waterhouse. I think probably most of us find it to be our favorite among his art, his paintings. This is Change. I love barn owls. Can I just tell you how much I love barn owls? Like, I love their heart-shaped faces. I love them. I don't know if I ever mentioned this in one of my videos, but I was driving past Whole Foods months ago, and I saw they were not Earth Rangers, but I don't know, one of those companies, and they had on display, they had a barn owl and another bird, and the other bird kind of paled in comparison against the barn owl. And I stopped my car. I parked my car, and I'm like, oh my God. And I ran out and didn't have my cell on me, and I wanted to take pictures, ran back to my car, grabbed my phone. Anyway, long story short, I took pictures and I posted it on Facebook and everything, and I couldn't believe it. Like, when have I ever seen a barn owl in real life? I haven't. And, I do live in Canada, but I'm not like out in the wilderness or anything. So it was really cool that it just happened to be there, and I worked around the corner. And so, that was sort of my go-to spot for lunch and so I just couldn't believe it. So I was like, oh, fate. and one more, Strength, which, by the way, is my tarot card for this year. You know, when you add the month and your birth date and the year and everything, I was left with number 8. And it's funny because Strength is my favorite card in the tarot. So how appropriate. Okay, this is the box. I think I just showed you that before. I'm not really too sure where the other part of it is. Oh dear. Okay, well, I will find it. It comes with a really pretty cover card. I just am very drawn to the Victorian era. Yeah, there's some really nice ones here. Okay, I will find the other half of the box. And then the third, no, those were the 3 oracle decks. See, I'm so sidetracked. Oh, here's the box. It's resting on, anyway, my book. So last but not least, that was day 9, 10, and 11. And now day 12, what started me in tarot? Well, my very first tarot deck was the Amy Zerner. It came in a kit called the Instant Tarot Reader. I believe that was my very first deck. I was in my late teens, maybe about 18 or 19. And it was from a chapters, and it was a very quick instant read, and I didn't really know what it all meant or anything. And then I got like this other really cheesy beginner's one. I can't even remember what it's called. Still have it, I think. But I didn't really count that or anything. And I got a couple oracle decks. Like, we had a lot more places in and around the area, specialty shops, metaphysical stores, things like that. And unfortunately, they've closed down. There's just not a big market for it. Certainly not. I live in the suburbs. And unfortunately, you know, all the little places that I knew about are no longer there. You'd have to go into the city. I did a part of it, like a tarot workshop downtown, and that's where you're going to get anything, if anything. So that's too bad. And I mean, I've always been into that kind of thing, astrology and that kind of thing. I just never really put a firm base on it. And a firm I didn't really like label it or package it as anything. It was just sort of, but it's funny because the end of 2016, I don't know, something just clicked for me. And I saw that the Enchanted Tarot was being reissued for their 25th anniversary edition by Monty Farmer and Amy Zerner. And it just set me on this whole spiral of craziness. And ever since then, I've been buying decks left, right, and center. And I watch YouTube videos like almost every night before I go to bed. Like, it becomes part of your routine and your ritual. And it just gives you that bit of enjoyment. And I, started this YouTube channel and some blog writing and things that just sort of help to harness my creativity that I wasn't really focusing on in any other way. Like, I work with children, which is great, and I really love doing it. And there are times where I am able to be creative, but not in the way that I think I need to be, that truly feeds my soul in a different way. And I love the fact that this has allowed me the chance to give it that voice. And I have a long way to go, but I think I'm pretty happy with where I am now, and I just have to keep working on it. And I love it. I love the art, and I love the meanings and the symbology, the idea of it, the idea of helping others. And I'm terrible at helping myself, but I'm really good at helping other people. And I feel like part of my life's purpose being on this planet is helping people feel better about themselves, especially young girls. And in a society as such as this one, it's really hard to, I have my daily struggles, and if I can help just one person, because I can relate, and I see some certain younger girls, like high school girls, and I look at them and it's like, I get it. I never felt like I belonged. I was just different to a lot of people, and I feel like I was misunderstood in a lot of ways. And being sensitive, I always felt vulnerable, and I probably came across that way. And so I feel like if you can harness that energy to bring some good into other people's lives, it in turn comes back to you and just gives you that very full feeling. And I really like that. I'm just very grateful that I can experience that feeling. And I think it's so important for us all to find that thing, that niche or that purpose, to fulfill that feeling, because it's priceless. And it's a feeling that's sometimes really hard to hold on to. But once you know it's there, you know that you just have to keep doing what you got to do in order to keep it there, and do it in the most authentic and healthiest way possible. So tarot for me is a voice, and it is expression and creativity and insight and enlightenment and so many wonderful things. And I only pray that it brings many more wonderful opportunities. And I'm really thrilled and excited and happy to be part of the tarot community and being a part of something that is so much bigger than myself. And I really appreciate that. So I have gone on now a half an hour, and I didn't plan on that, but I better get going. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it if you stuck it through this far. I really do appreciate it. Please leave comments if you'd like. Let me know what you think of the decks I've talked about, or decks that you'd also like to work more on, or more with, should I say, in the coming year, in 2018. So once again, thank you so much for watching tomorrow's Tarot Oracle, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see everyone really soon. Okay, thanks. Bye.